Have you ever had a moment, just one quiet moment, when your heart whispered to you? It might have been after a long walk when your chest felt tighter than usual. Or maybe you woke up one morning, looked in the mirror, and wondered, how did I get here so fast? You're 65, or maybe 70. The world hasn't slowed down, but your body has. And suddenly, you start to wonder, what if I could turn time around, not to be young again, but to feel stronger again? This video is not about fear. It's about power. Because the truth is, you have more control over your heart's future than you think. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 10 simple, life-saving habits that can help protect your heart after 65 without expensive treatments or complicated routines. These are real, doable changes you can make starting today. And one of them, just one, might actually save your life. My name is Sarah. I'm not a doctor. I'm a daughter who watched her father survive a heart attack at 67 and come back stronger than ever. So today, I'm not just sharing facts. I'm sharing what we learned as a family, what he wished he'd known sooner, and what we hope you can still change in time. Because you deserve more than just getting old. You deserve to feel strong, steady, and full of life, no matter what your birth certificate says. And the first habit we'll talk about. It's something so simple, so overlooked, and yet it's the reason why so many older adults are silently putting their hearts at risk every single day. Are you ready? Let's begin. Let me tell you a quick story. My neighbor, George, is 72 years old. Kind-hearted, sharp as a tack, and still insists on mowing his own lawn every Saturday. Last summer, during one of those scorching August afternoons here in Arizona, he fainted, right there on his front porch. We rushed over. Paramedics came. Turned out, George wasn't sick. He wasn't even particularly weak. He was just severely dehydrated. It shocked all of us. He drank coffee in the morning, maybe a glass of iced tea at lunch, but water. I drink when I'm thirsty, he said. And that's right, there is the mistake so many people make after 65. As we age, our sense of thirst dulls. Your body may need water long before your brain tells you to get a glass. And without enough fluid, your blood becomes thicker, stickier, forcing your heart to work harder just to circulate it. It's like trying to push molasses through a straw. Over time, this silent strain leads to higher blood pressure, increased clotting risk, and yes, even heart failure. Hydration isn't just about comfort. It's heart protection, waiting until you feel thirsty. By then, dehydration has already begun. Counting coffee or wine as hydration. Both are diuretics, they pull water from your body. Avoiding water to limit bathroom trips. A real concern, but one that comes at a high cost. After that scare, George started carrying a small water bottle in his pocket like a sidekick. He even added lemon slices or cucumber to make it feel fancy, he joked. 6 months later, his blood pressure dropped back into normal range. No meds changed. No special supplements. Just water. Sometimes, the smallest habits are the most powerful. Start your day with a full glass of water before coffee. Sip throughout the day, not just at meals. Use fruit or herbs to flavor your water naturally. Keep an eye on your urine. Light yellow equals hydrated. Try herbal teas like peppermint or chamomile, they can't, too. Now, I know hydration might seem basic, but as we just saw, it's one of the most overlooked and underestimated tools we have. Next, we're going to look at something even more dangerous, something that thousands of older Americans still cling to despite knowing the risks. It's the habit that ages your arteries faster than anything else. Let's talk about smoking and secondhand smoke. When my Aunt Lillian turned 70, she threw a party. We lit candles, laughed about her growing wisdom, and danced to old Sinatra records in her living room. She looked radiant, silver hair curled, red lipstick just right. But as we cleaned up that night, I noticed her step outside for just one puff. Not a whole cigarette. Just one. Old habits, she smiled. Just helps me relax. But that one puff, like so many before it, wasn't harmless. And just 3 months later, she was in the hospital with chest tightness, diagnosed with early-stage heart failure. There's a dangerous myth that creeps in as we age. I've lived this long, one more won't hurt. But the truth is, your body becomes more vulnerable after 65, not more immune. Even small amounts of tobacco, yes, even vape or marijuana smoke, cause your blood vessels to stiffen and inflame. They damage the inner lining of your arteries. They raise your blood pressure and make your heart beat faster, harder when it's already working overtime just to keep up with age. And second-hand smoke. It does the same thing even if it's not your cigarette. Your heart doesn't know who lit the match. It only knows the damage. I quit years ago. I'm fine. Past damage may still linger, but lifestyle change can reverse much of it if caught early. I only smoke when I'm stressed. That's when your heart is most vulnerable. It's just vape, it's not as bad. Studies now show vape aerosols still inflame arteries and raise blood pressure, especially in older adults. After her hospital stay, Lillian decided to quit for good, but not by willpower alone. She joined a local support group at the community center, got a nicotine patch from her doctor, and called me every Sunday just to vent her cravings. 6 weeks in, she said something I'll never forget. I thought smoking helped me feel alive. But now that I've stopped, I finally remember what real breathing feels like. She started walking again, cooking more. Her heart meds were reduced. Her laughter, stronger than ever. Talk to your doctor about nicotine replacement options. Avoid shared spaces where smoke is present, yes, even family gatherings. Try breathing techniques, music, or herbal tea to manage stress. Look into support groups, hotlines, or apps. Many are designed for seniors. It's never too late. Every day smoke-free is a gift to your heart, your lungs, your brain, your whole life. Now that we've cleared the air literally, let's talk about something even more uplifting: movement. Not running marathons, no, but simple, joyful movement, just 30 minutes a day that can retrain your heart to be stronger, no matter your age. Coming up next, why walking might just be the most powerful medicine you've never been prescribed. Every morning at 7:15 sharp, Mr. Howard leaves his front door with a baseball cap, a gentle smile, and his old Labrador, Daisy, trotting beside him. He's 78, widowed, lives just 2 houses down from mine. Rain or shine, cold or warm, Mr. Howard walks that same neighborhood loop. Twice. One morning I asked him why. He paused, looked down at Daisy, and said, "Because walking keeps me here, on this earth, for a little longer. For her. For me." Your heart is a muscle. It needs to be used, stretched, gently challenged. And walking? It's one of the safest, most effective ways to do exactly that, especially after 65. Here's what just 30 minutes a day can do. Lower blood pressure, reduce LDL bad cholesterol. Improve circulation, stabilize blood sugar. Boost mood and reduce stress hormones, all without gym memberships, machines, or medication. But there's a catch. Not all walking is equal. Only walking inside the house. Short indoor steps are better than nothing, but they don't fully engage your lungs or posture like outdoor or purposeful walking. Going too fast too soon. Sudden intense walks can strain joints and discourage consistency. Start slow, build gradually. Wearing unsupportive shoes. Foot pain gives knee pain, gives back pain, gives quitting. Walking without awareness. Head down, shoulders hunched, distracted. This limits the heart-lung benefit. Mr. Howard doesn't track his steps. He doesn't wear fancy shoes or listen to podcasts. He just shows up every day. He walks slowly, deliberately, breathes deep, waves to neighbors. It's not just cardio, it's connection. To his body, his breath, his memories. And Daisy, she loves it too. His blood pressure is now in the low 120s. His cholesterol, normal. No pills. Just a leash and a pair of walking shoes. Schedule your walks like appointments. Morning is best for consistency. Start with 10 minutes a day, then build up. Use walking sticks if balance is a concern. Engage your senses, look around, breathe slowly, notice the trees. Stretch gently before and after to protect joints. And if mobility is limited, chair-based movements or gentle Tai Chi still bring benefit. What matters most is movement. So far, we've explored what goes into your body like water and smoke and what your body does, like movement. But now let's talk about something quieter, something that builds inside, day by day, yet affects your heart as much as cholesterol or sugar ever could: stress. Coming up next, why your thoughts and how you carry them may be aging your heart faster than you know. I'll never forget the day my friend Helen called me in tears. She had just lost her older brother, Tom, 72, retired fireman, and the healthiest looking guy on their block. He didn't smoke, ate reasonably well, took walks, but he collapsed one morning in his driveway, coffee still warm in his hand. The cause? A massive stroke, triggered by years of untreated high blood pressure, a condition he never even knew he had. That's why they call it the silent killer. It creeps up slowly, quietly, and then it strikes. Think of your blood vessels as garden hoses. When pressure is normal, blood flows smoothly like water on a calm day. But when the pressure rises too high for too long, it's like forcing water through a narrow pipe. It strains the system, causing tiny tears inside artery walls, heart overwork and enlargement, increased risk of stroke, kidney damage, even vision loss. And here's the kicker. You might feel completely fine while all of this is happening. I feel good, so I must be fine. Blood pressure doesn't cause pain until it causes disaster. I only check it at the doctor's office. That's not enough. Office readings can miss dangerous patterns. I stopped taking my pills because my numbers improved. That's like stopping an umbrella because the rain slowed down. Looking back, Helen remembered a few small signs. Tom got lightheaded when standing up to fast. He'd sometimes get headaches, but brushed them off as just tension. And he hated doctors. What's the point? He once said. I'm fine. He wasn't. Since his passing, Helen now checks her pressure twice a week. She keeps a little notebook on the kitchen table. Last month, she caught an early rise and got her meds adjusted before something serious happened. Tom didn't get a second chance, she told me. I'm not wasting mine. Get a home blood pressure monitor, wrist or arm cuff. Choose one that's easy to read and use. Check at the same time each day, preferably morning and evening. Sit still for 5 minutes before measuring. Keep both feet flat on the floor. Track your numbers in a notebook or app. Share patterns with your doctor. Ideal range, around 120/80ths. If you're consistently over 130/80ths, it's time to take action. Lifestyle changes help, like less salt, more walking, deep breathing. But if you're prescribed medication, don't skip doses just because you feel okay. Because remember, high blood pressure doesn't hurt until it does. We've talked about pressure. Now let's talk about something sweet to sweet. It's not just a diabetes concern. High blood sugar can slowly erode your arteries, fuel inflammation, and quietly damage your heart. Coming up next, why sugar not fat may be your heart's biggest enemy after 65. A few years ago, my cousin Margaret made what she called a healthy switch. She stopped eating bacon, gave up butter, said goodbye to her beloved Sunday cheeseburgers. Instead, her pantry filled with granola bars, fat-free yogurt, fruit juice, and low-fat muffins. I'm doing it for my heart, she smiled, proud. But 3 months later, her doctor gave her some unexpected news. Her blood sugar had spiked. Her triglycerides were up. And her heart, not better, possibly worse. For decades, fat got the blame. But science now shows sugar, especially in processed forms, is a major culprit behind heart disease. Here's what happens. When you eat sugar, your blood glucose rises quickly. This triggers insulin spikes. Over time, these spikes cause inflammation inside artery walls. That inflammation leads to plaque buildup, higher triglycerides, and unstable blood flow. And it's not just the white sugar in cookies. It's the healthy-looking sugars hiding in breakfast cereals, fat-free salad dressings, fruit-flavored yogurts, bottled smoothies, even whole wheat breads. I don't eat sweets, so I'm fine. What about juice, instant oatmeal, store-bought sauces? Fruit is always healthy. Not all fruit is created equal. Whole berries, great. But dried mango or bottled juice? That's a sugar bomb. Fat is the problem, not sugar. Healthy fats, avocados, olive oil, nuts actually protect the heart. But sugar, it wears it down. After her lab results, Margaret was shocked. She thought she'd been doing everything right. But when she tracked her sugar intake, it was nearly double the recommended daily amount just from packaged healthy snacks. So she made another switch. This time, for real. She added eggs back to her breakfast, swapped juice for lemon water, started enjoying whole foods like roasted vegetables, grilled salmon, and oatmeal sweetened with cinnamon and berries. 6 months later, her numbers dropped. She felt sharper, lighter, and best of all, her cravings for sugar disappeared. Skip fruit juice. Eat whole fruit instead. Check labels. Anything ending in "ose" is likely sugar. Replace sugar with flavor. Use cinnamon, vanilla, or citrus zest. Eat more fiber and protein. They slow down sugar absorption. Make your own snacks. Homemade is control. And remember, It's not about quitting sugar entirely. It's about becoming more aware and choosing better. You've probably heard 1,000 things about cholesterol. What's good, what's bad, what you should never eat again. But the truth, it's not that simple. And not all cholesterol is your enemy. Coming up next, how to understand, manage, and even improve your cholesterol naturally after 65. A few winters ago, my Uncle Ray called me from his car, parked in the pharmacy lot. He sounded frustrated. "They want me to stop eating eggs," he sighed. "But I've been eating 2 every morning since I was 40. I feel fine." I paused, smiled, and said, "Uncle Ray, it's not the eggs. It's the numbers we need to understand." You see, like so many others, Uncle Ray had been caught in the great cholesterol confusion, thinking every bit of it was bad, that fat was the enemy, and that medication was the only fix. But cholesterol, it's not all bad. And once we understand the difference, we take back control. There are 2 main types that matter most. LDL, low-density lipoprotein, known as bad cholesterol. It sticks to artery walls and builds up plaque. HDL, high-density lipoprotein, the good kind. It clears excess cholesterol from your bloodstream, sending it back to the liver. Then there are triglycerides, a type of fat in your blood that, when elevated, can signal increased heart risk, especially after meals high in sugar or alcohol. What makes this tricky? Your numbers might look okay on the surface, but the balance matters more than the totals. I don't eat fried food, so my cholesterol must be fine. Genetics, sugar, and lack of movement can raise LDL even with a clean diet. All fats are bad. Not true. Saturated and trans fats like in margarine, fast food, and processed meats raise LDL. But healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, and avocado actually raise HDL. Medication is the only way. Statins help many, but lifestyle changes can also have a powerful effect, often reducing or eliminating the need for meds. I don't eat fried food, so my cholesterol must be fine. Genetics, sugar, and lack of movement can raise LDL even with a clean diet. All fats are bad. Not true. Saturated and trans fats like in margarine, fast food, and processed meats raise LDL. But healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, and avocado actually raise HDL. Medication is the only way. Statins help many, but lifestyle changes can also have a powerful effect, often reducing or eliminating the need for meds. After that call, Ray went back to his doctor, this time with questions. He learned his HDL was too low and his LDL just over the threshold. So we made a plan. He added a bowl of oatmeal to his mornings, swapped white bread for whole grain, started walking again twice a day, 10 minutes each, introduced fatty fish like salmon into his dinners twice a week. 3 months later, his HDL went up, his LDL came down, and the best part, he kept his eggs. Turns out, he laughed, I didn't have to give up everything, I just needed to get smarter. Eat more fiber, oats, beans, apples, and chia seeds. Choose healthy fats, olive oil, almonds, avocados, salmon. Avoid trans fats, especially in packaged snacks and fried foods. Limit added sugars, they raise triglycerides. Move your body, even light walking improves your cholesterol balance. And yes, check your numbers at least once a year. Ask for a full lipid panel, not just total cholesterol. The more you know, the better you protect your heart. We've tackled sugar and fat, but now let's talk about something even sneakier, salt. It hides in our favorite soups, sauces, and snacks, and it's silently pushing blood pressure higher with every bite. Coming up next, how sodium sneaks into your diet and what you can do to stop it. Let me tell you a quick story. Last year, I met a gentleman named Frank. He's 70, sharp as a tack, but he'd recently been diagnosed with high blood pressure. He looked me straight in the eye and said, I barely use salt. I don't even like it. But when we went through his pantry together, something surprising showed up. His favorite healthy tomato soup. 900 milligrams of sodium in one serving. The turkey slices he ate every lunch. Over 700 milligrams. The whole grain bread he loved. Almost 200 milligrams per slice. And just like that, Frank was consuming over 3,000 milligrams of sodium a day, double the recommended amount, and he didn't even know it. Here's the truth. Salt itself isn't evil. We all need sodium for nerve and muscle function. But too much sodium pulls water into your bloodstream, increasing blood volume and forcing your heart to work harder. Over time, that raises your blood pressure, stresses your arteries, and increases your risk for heart attack, stroke, and even kidney damage. And after 65, your kidneys become less efficient at filtering sodium. So, the same salty food that didn't bother you at 40, it could be silently raising your blood pressure now. Most people think cutting back on salt just means putting down the shaker at dinner. But over 70% of the sodium Americans eat comes from processed and packaged foods. Here are a few everyday culprits: canned soups and broths, salad dressings and sauces like ketchup, soy sauce, and BBQ sauce, frozen meals and pizzas, bread and sandwich rolls, deli meats and cured meats, even healthy veggie burgers or meat substitutes. You could be eating clean and still getting twice the sodium you need without even tasting it. Here's the good news. Small shifts go a long way. 1. Read labels, look for low sodium, no added salt, or under 140 milligrams per serving. 2. Compare brands. One brand of canned beans might have 500 milligrams, another just 100 milligrams. 3. Cook more at home. When you cook, you control the salt. 4. Flavor with herbs and spices, garlic, rosemary, cumin, lemon zest. Your taste buds will thank you. 5. Rinse canned goods. Drain and rinse canned beans or veggies to reduce sodium by up to 40%. Back to Frank. He made just 2 changes. He swapped his soup for a low-sodium version and started making his own sandwiches at home. 3 months later, his doctor smiled and said, "Whatever you're doing, keep it up." His blood pressure dropped 15 points. And Frank, he didn't miss the salt at all. Because here's the thing, your taste buds adapt. Within a few weeks, lower sodium foods stop tasting bland. They just start tasting real. So yes, salt matters a lot. But what's even more dangerous than sodium is what happens when you never check your numbers in the first place. You might feel fine until one day you're not. Which brings us to habit number 6, perhaps one of the most overlooked, yet life-saving things you can do: get screened even if you feel okay. Let's talk about that next. A few months ago, I met a woman named Linda at a local wellness workshop. She's 68, recently retired, and the kind of person who always has a smile ready. But as we chatted over herbal tea, she confided something that stuck with me. "I'm not doing anything too stressful these days," she said. "But for some reason, my heart races when I'm just sitting on the couch. My doctor says my blood pressure's been creeping up." We talked more. Turns out, Linda had been watching the news every night for hours, worrying about her grandkids, managing bills, and like so many of us carrying quiet stress she never noticed. Your heart isn't just a pump. It's a mirror of your emotional life. When you're under stress, whether it's a sudden argument or just ongoing worrying about your finances, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones tighten your blood vessels, raise your blood pressure, and make your heart beat faster and harder. Over time, this always-on mode wears your heart down. And unlike a broken bone, chronic stress doesn't show itself right away. It might look like trouble sleeping, feeling more tired than usual, or just a heavy chest you can't explain. When I asked Linda if she had ever tried breathing exercises, she laughed. "You mean like yoga? I'm too stiff for that." But then I showed her a technique that takes just 1 minute. It's called 4-7-8 breathing. Here's how it works. 1. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. 2. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. 3. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Do that for just 4 cycles. That's it. Your body activates its natural relaxation response. Your heart rate slows. Blood pressure eases. It's like flipping a switch inside your nervous system. Linda tried it that night. She now does it every morning before breakfast and every evening before bed. Her sleep's improved. Her blood pressure is down. And she feels more peaceful. Not just in her body, but in her mind. Take quiet walks in nature. Even 10 minutes in a park can lower cortisol levels. Avoid stress triggers. Shut off the news early. Silence your phone after dinner. Write it down. A gratitude journal can reframe your thinking in powerful ways. Connect. Sometimes, all we need is a 10-minute call with someone who listens. Try apps like Headspace or Calm, guided meditations tailored for beginners and seniors. The lesson here: you don't need a vacation to feel peace. You just need a moment. And the more moments of calm you create each day, the stronger your heart becomes emotionally and physically. Because your heart isn't just a muscle. It's also a messenger. And when it's calm, your whole body listens. Now, speaking of internal messengers, there's another quiet threat to your heart that doesn't always come with symptoms, but it is measurable. It builds slowly, meal after meal, and it's become one of the leading causes of heart problems today. Let's talk about blood sugar and how managing it can protect your heart far beyond diabetes. Let me tell you about George. George is 73, a proud grandfather of 5, and a lifelong fan of fried chicken and mashed potatoes. Nothing fancy, just good old comfort food. But when his doctor told him his cholesterol numbers were rising and his arteries were getting sticky, George said something I hear a lot. "I've been eating like this for 40 years. It's too late to change now." But here's the thing, it's never too late. Not when it comes to food. Because every meal gives you a fresh chance to protect your heart. And the changes don't have to be drastic, just smart. What we eat directly affects the health of our blood vessels, the thickness of our blood, and the strength of our heart muscle. Think of it this way. Your arteries are like garden hoses. When you eat high-saturated fat, low-fiber meals over and over again, plaque builds up in those hoses. They get narrow, stiff, and blocked. That's when heart attacks happen. But when you eat the right foods, you help keep those hoses clean, open, and flexible. Imagine a plate divided into 3 parts. 1. Half your plate, colorful vegetables and fruits. Think broccoli, spinach, bell peppers, berries, oranges. Rich in antioxidants and fiber to reduce inflammation. 2. 1/4 lean protein, salmon, grilled chicken, tofu, lentils. Supports muscle and heart repair without the heavy fats. 3. 1/4 whole grains or complex carbs. Brown rice, quinoa, oats, sweet potatoes. Slow burning energy, supports stable blood sugar and cholesterol. And don't forget healthy fats like a drizzle of olive oil, a sprinkle of walnuts, or a few slices of avocado. These nourish your heart, not harm it. George didn't stop eating the foods he loved, but he started swapping. He baked his chicken instead of frying it, switched out buttered potatoes for mashed cauliflower with garlic, and added a side of steamed greens at every dinner. By month 2, his LDL cholesterol dropped by 20 points. His energy, better than it's been in years, he told me. The big lesson? He didn't go on a diet. He built a lifestyle. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store, that's where the fresh stuff lives. Batch cook healthy meals so they're ready when you're tired. Try that, don't subtract rule, add veggies first, then crowd out the junk. Limit processed meats, white bread, and creamy sauces, your arteries will thank you. Every bite you take is either building your heart up or breaking it down. And while food may feel like a small thing, it's the daily things that shape your future. Like George, you don't have to eat perfectly. You just have to eat intentionally. Now, we've talked about what to eat. But what about when your numbers still aren't where they should be, even with healthy meals and habits? There's one number that hides in plain sight. It's a key warning sign, but it rarely comes with symptoms. A few winters ago, I met a man named Henry at a community health event. He was 81, wore a newsboy cap, and had the kind of calm energy that made you instantly feel at ease. We got to talking, and I asked what his secret was. He smiled and said, "I walk half a mile every morning, rain or shine. I've done it for 30 years. I eat pretty plain, check my numbers, and I don't fuss too much." And then he said something that I've never forgotten. "The magic isn't in what I do once in a while. It's in what I've done every day." Here's the truth. When it comes to heart health, you don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Taking a walk 3 days a week is better than pushing yourself hard once a month and quitting. Drinking enough water every day makes more difference than chugging a gallon when you remember. Cooking a simple, balanced dinner most nights will help more than doing a strict cleanse for a week and giving up. Your heart loves rhythm. It wants habits, not heroics. Many people over 65 fall into what I call the all or nothing trap. You miss one workout, so you skip the whole week. You eat one salty meal and think, well, I've ruined it. Might as well have dessert too. But health isn't about being flawless. It's about showing up again and again, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Let's take something simple, checking your blood pressure 3 times a week. It only takes a few minutes. But over the course of a year, that's over 150 opportunities to catch a problem early. or drinking 1 extra glass of water a day. That's over 350 glasses in a year, each one helping your heart pump just a little easier. These don't feel like grand gestures, but consistency compounds. And when you look back after a few months, you realize, wow, I actually feel stronger. I sleep better. My numbers are better. I'm doing this. Henry didn't run marathons or eat kale at every meal. He didn't own a smartwatch or follow a special diet, but he walked every day. He paid attention. He made small, steady choices. And at 81, he was thriving, not just living, but living well. The lesson? Start small, stay steady, and don't stop showing up. That's what wins. That's what protects your heart. So now that we've walked through all 10 heart smart habits, there's one last thing I want to remind you. Your future health isn't decided by fate. It's shaped by the choices you make starting today. Let's wrap this up and talk about what you can do right now to keep your heart strong, your days long, and your spirit young. If you've made it to the end of this video, first, thank you. That alone tells me something important. You care. You care about, and that's powerful. Because when it comes to he, it's not too late. Not by a long show. You don't need to change your life overnight. You just need with. Drink that extra glass of water. Take a short walk aft. Breathe deeply when steamer. Check your blood and then and the next day. That's how hearts heal. Because heart attacks don't usually come from one bad day. They come afar. But here's the githy can also be pre. If you found something helpful in today's video, share it with someone you love, someone who might need a gentle reminder that their health is still in their hands. Drop a comment below. What's one you're going to fuck? We'd love to hear from you, and don't forget to hit that like, tap subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want more videos just like this, practical, real, and made with your well-being in mind. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Here's to stronger hearts, longer lives, and the beautiful years ahead. See you in the next video.